What's going on, family? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing the second film to hit our list. And this movie came to theaters in 2019. We're talking about Captain Marvel. And in Captain Marvel, this movie was set in 1995. We see the titular hero, Carol Danvers, played by Brie Larson, who's a phenomenal actress, for the Earth and begin a hunt for the shape-shifting Skrull aliens as we're introduced to them in this film. There's such action here that you're gonna be overwhelmed. You know, this is one of those films that there's as much action as nostalgia, especially if you're a 90s kid. You know, thanks to scenes where we get a blockbuster, which was phenomenal, and we get a callback to even dial-up internet, which these kids, this generation, have no idea in. And we're gonna dive right into it, man. This movie, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really too eager to go see it. For some reason, the trailers didn't impress me, although I was very curious to see what was gonna happen. Subsequently, Captain Marvel and Shazam were coming out at the same time, and I actually saw them back to back. And I'm not gonna lie, I left the theater pretty happy. You know, although I had a few negatives, I had a few mixed aspects that we're gonna get into. But overall, I feel like Brie Larson played the role to her ability. Starting off with basically a brief summary of the film. You have Vers towards the beginning of the film, played by Brie Larson, who's a powered member of the Kree Empire, mentored by Commander Yon-Rogg, played by Jude Law. The Kree is under attack from a shape-shifting identities called the Skrulls. During a battle, she's captured, and the Skrulls try to extract her memories that she had lost memories years earlier in an accident. With flashes of recovered memories, she escapes and crashes onto a Los Angeles Blockbuster, which was phenomenal. Nick Fury, played by none other than Samuel motherfucking Jackson, and new agent Phil Coulson, who was a great addition in this film, played by Gregg, arrived to investigate. And don't forget, it's 1995, before Fury even executed the Avengers Initiative. Vers searches for Dr. Wendy Lawson, played by Annette Bening, who's the key to her past. And with that being said, those are phenomenal actors. You have Samuel L. Jackson, Gregg, Annette Bening, and they did very well, especially Samuel L. Jackson in this role, and we'll get to him later on. But this movie is basically a prequel. It's an origin story. It's an exposition movie. It's a connective tissue movie. It's a female empowerment story, which I liked, since we obviously don't get enough of. You know, other than back in 2017, we got Wonder Woman and then another Wonder Woman movie, and after that, we don't really get much. So this movie, in that aspect, was great to see on screen. And it's a Marvel movie at the end of the day. It's not trying to be a lot of things, right? It's not trying to be a lot of stuff. Despite that, it's fairly uncomplicated. It runs well without hitting any major plot holes, which I liked. It introduces us to a new hero. It gives us a very specific identity. It still has a few issues, and we're going to get into those, right? First, we have Brie Larson, who's doing a specific character, but the role is lacking for some reason for me. Is lacking in range. Essentially, she starts off with amnesia and not always, which is not always great for her character work. You know, if you've seen her, if you're a fan of her, you know the girl can act. She's phenomenal, especially in a movie called The Room that she basically debuted in. That movie was phenomenal. She starred alongside Mark Wahlberg in another movie. I think she's a great actress. But for this, it was almost as bad as being brainwashed and coming off as robotic during this movie, because for some reason she didn't hit the points that I thought she would. There's one moment in the film where there's a great possibility where Carol is across the table with Maria Rambeau, who we get introduced to in this film for the first time in a while. And that could have been a really powerful moment, especially with their friendship, their past friendship. And I feel like that scene didn't go nowhere. You know, I wanted more out of that. I wanted more characters. I wanted more character, you know. I wanted that to be an emotional scene, and it really wasn't. It felt dry. Akira Akbar is acting her butt off, but Brie is restricted to her memory banks, right? Her memories could have flooded back as she emotionally breaks down. They could have hugged, yes, and they could have shed tears, but they didn't. You know, I don't know if that was purposely. I don't know if they didn't want to go in that direction. But for me, that definitely felt dry. I think that could have been better. Her character needed a different gear. I feel like she never shifted into the proper gear for this Captain Marvel that I wanted to see. The role is stuck in the robotic amnesia Jason Bourne mode. I felt like she came out very dry. You know, Bourne could have been a solid choice, but that's not the movie that's here. She's wisecracking right from the start. That's the limit of her emotional range in this film for me. Second, let's talk about her memory flashbacks. Instead of showing those memories early, I felt like the movie could have kept them from the audience. It would have left for a mystery and so some suspense. It becomes repetitive throughout the film, and we're forced to wait for Carol to catch up to those memories. The movie needs to keep the audience at the same level as Carol, right, in her discovery. So I felt like giving us those memories beforehand really deterred us from going on that discovery, that adventure with her. It should only reveal each memory as it comes up in the plot. Her meeting with Maria should have been to the point where most of her flashbacks occur, like when her extended memory of inciting an incident is triggered. The movie needs to rearrange a few things. But other than that, you know, honestly, those are small nitpicks that if you break down film like me when I'm watching these movies, I break down certain things. It's just a force of habit. But other than that, the other characters are solid. Fury is great. Samuel Jackson, obviously, this is one of his most iconic roles. His humor really works. He's de-aged in this film, so he looks awesome. The music is mostly popular 90s female alternative voices, which was cool. It's not unexpected, but the climax starts with No Doubt's Just a Girl, which was, it was kind of awkward because it's a weird song to fight to. It could have also added a few more 90s songs, but it's deliberately doing something which seems unnecessary sometimes, and the music taste is all too similar in this film. You know, sometimes, you know, why not 9 Inch, the band, or put a rapper to change the tone. She does wear a 9 Inch shirt in the film, which I thought was cool. I hope that Carol will be a deeper character in the future. She could face a more personal challenge with an older Monica. This film is filling out a lot of story blanks, but I think they did that purposely to lead us into a sequel, whether we like it or not, and prepare for the upcoming MCU films. And this movie was basically preparing us for Endgame. So it's fine. You know, the Marvel Universe continues to this date. This is the second film in it. I feel like this movie could have been slightly better. You know, it's not quite Marvel-less, but it was fairly good. It was fairly good. I just hope that in the future sequels, you know, Monica Rambeau gets more fleshed out, even though we did see her in WandaVision. I know she's going to be in the sequel along with Miss Marvel, which I'm looking forward to. But I hope Brie Larson really kicks it into gear in this next film, because this film, to me, is in the lower totem pole. I give this movie a 7 out of 10. And if you think I'm harsh, let me know in the Discord. If you think that was too good of a grade, let me know in the Discord. And I look forward to conversating and answering you back. If you want more content from me, all you gotta do is subscribe. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.